Hi class, how are you today? Uh, um, uh, uh, Moving on. The learning target for today is to use formulas and end with correct units. So you've probably used formulas before. You just take numbers and plug it into the formula. That's pretty much all we're doing today. So a lot of this could be rather easy. You really want to make sure you end up with the correct units at the end. That's what we're going to be focusing on the most, is the units. So we did a bit of this with dimensional analysis, understanding the correct units. We're doing this a little bit more with formulas. So the scale, you are at a 3 if you can use formulas and end with the correct units. 2, you can use formulas, but you have trouble getting the right units. 1, when you go to use the formula, you oftentimes plug in the wrong numbers in the wrong places. And 0, you cannot use formulas. Let's get started. Alright, so in this problem, they give you a formula. Velocity equals distance divided by time. And they want velocity if distance is 180 miles and time is 3 hours. So all you do is plug everything in. So you get that velocity, we can just call it v, is distance divided by time. So distance is 180 miles over 3 hours. So we do out what the formula says. 180 divided by 3. So we will get that the velocity will be 180 divided by 3 is 60, and then make sure you follow the correct units. Miles over hours, miles per hour. And that's our answer. That simple, but you need to make sure you follow the correct units as well. Now for the next problem. So say we have area equals length times width. One I really believe you should know. So find area if length is 4 inches, width is 3 inches. Seems easy enough, right? So area, call it A, is length times width. So 4 inches, making sure to keep the units in there, times 3 inches. 4 times 3 is 12. So 4 times 3 is 12. What are the units? Well, you're probably thinking, well, we have inches and inches, so the units are inches. Except we're taking inches and multiplying again by inches. So if I said what was x times x, you would say x squared. So inches times inches would be inches squared. And this is our answer. Alright, now we have distance equals velocity times time. Very similar to this one up here, but it just got changed around a little bit. So, if distance equals velocity times time, find distance if velocity is 15 miles per hour and time is 5 hours. So, once again, we have our distance, we'll call d, equals velocity times time. So velocity is 15 miles per hour. We want to write that as a fraction because per means divide. So 15 miles per hour, times time, which is 5 hours. Okay? So 15 times 5, that'll be 75. Then miles per hour times hours. Remember, when you multiply fractions, anything that's diagonal from each other crosses out. They cancel each other out. So if we've got hours here and hours here, the 2 hours will cancel each other out, because when hours is by itself, we're saying it's on top. So hours here, the hours will cancel each other out, and we're going to be left with miles. So distance equals 75 miles, which we hope, if you're doing a distance, it's in something like miles instead of, say, hours. You can't measure distance in hours, but you can measure it in miles. And that helps you figure out which unit you want as well. Alright, so sponge activity. We have volume equals length times width times height. Find the volume if length is 5 centimeters, width is 6 centimeters, height is 7 centimeters. And number 2, time equals distance divided by velocity. Find time if distance is 16 feet, velocity is 8 feet per second. So once again, please make sure to take notes on the entire lesson and complete the sponge. Take a picture, submit it all to eBackpack. Have a good night.